this hour. U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed Ukraine-related sanctions on Russian oil giants Lukoil and Rosneft, targeting companies that fund the Kremlin's war machine. The U.S. Treasury Department says further action is possible, calling for a ceasefire in Ukraine. The European Union's 19th sanctions package against Russia will target 4 Chinese companies, including 2 oil refineries and a trading firm, in what officials call the most economically significant action against China so far. Beijing has denied any wrongdoing as the EU moves to adopt the new sanctions this week. Russian forces have shot down 139 Ukrainian drones overnight, while President Zelensky reports 6 deaths and dozens of injuries from Russian strikes targeting Ukrainian cities and energy infrastructure. He urges allies for stronger sanctions and weapon supplies. Israeli lawmakers have the advancement of West Bank annexation bills as global pressure mounts for Israel to comply with the ICJ ruling on Palestinian rights. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has urged Israel to abide by the court's decision, while UN rights expert Francesca Albanese has condemned the US-brokered ceasefire plan as inadequate to stop what she called a genocide. U.S. President Donald Trump has said he expects to reach a trade deal with Chinese President Xi Jinping during their meeting next week in South Korea. Trump has also planned to discuss China's purchase of Russian oil and possibly restart U.S. soybean exports. He has also mentioned that a deal on nuclear arms could be on the table. China has overtaken the United States as Germany's top trading partner, even as German exports to China fell 13.5% and imports rose 8.5%, while U.S. tariffs cut German exports by 7.5%. Berlin now faces growing concerns over shifting global trade dynamics amid escalating economic and security tensions between Beijing, Washington, and Europe. Syrian authorities have arrested a former military officer accused of executing detainees at the notorious Saydnaya prison during the rule of ousted leader Bashar al-Assad. The prison, long symbol of Assad's brutal repression, which has been linked to thousands of torture and execution cases. China has announced it will celebrate the 80th anniversary of Taiwan's retrocession to Chinese rule this Saturday at Beijing's Great Hall of the People, marking the island's 1945 return from Japanese colonial rule. According to them, however, Taiwan has banned officials from attending, accusing Beijing of distorting history for political purposes. Now we start with U.S. and Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed